Florence County deputies and 2 city officers have been shot.
It has to be more than 100 officers on scene.
You never know when you leave your home if you're going to return home. Those officers and deputies who are willing and have been willing and are continue to be willing to put their self in harm's way.
Pray for the family who lost the bravest police officer that I have ever known.
7 officers shot, and one of them, a Florence police officer, is dead tonight. We learned a short time ago that the officer who died is 52-year-old Terry Carraway. He had just received his 30-year service pin from the department.
This all started when investigators say a man shot at deputies who were just doing their jobs. They were trying to serve a search warrant at a home in the Vintage Place subdivision. That's off Hoffmeyer Road in Florence. We've also learned a 20-year-old was shot, but investigators haven't said how that's connected. We have team coverage tonight, and we begin with ABC 15's Tanya Brown, who's been on scene all evening. And Tanya, you've spent more than 20 years working with these law enforcement officers, and we know this is a tough night for you and a lot of people in our community.
Trey, it is, and just to hear you say his name, Terrence Carraway, just to give you, my relationship with Terrence was very close. He was also close with my husband. He wanted us to help him with his football camp that's coming in a few weeks. We are closer to the scene tonight. You can see the police cars down there. They're still blocking the entrance into Vintage Place. That's where all the shootings happen. I've just learned that the Ridgeland County Sheriff's Office out of Columbia, they are taking the lead on this investigation, and they're actively down there still investigating and gathering what clues and information they have. Law enforcement officers from across the state and those over in North Carolina and across the nation are mourning the loss tonight of Terrence Carraway, and they're grieving and hurting for the other officers who are hurt. I can't imagine what it was like earlier this afternoon when those 911 dispatchers got the call they received that 7 officers had been shot.
Officer down at this time.
That's the sound of men and women in blue answering the call. This time they were responding to their own. 7 of them, they say a civilian was shot too.
We know that at times this is a dangerous job, and our deputies readily and bravely accept that challenge.
About 4 p.m., Major Mike Nunn with the Florence County Sheriff's Office says deputies were attempting to serve a warrant here at this home in the Vintage Place subdivision off Hoffmeyer Road in Florence. They say a man started shooting.
And the suspect was still firing.
3 Florence County Sheriff's deputies were shot. 3 Florence police officers were shot. Another Florence police officer died.
Today will mark a very horrific day in the annals of the Florence Police Department. Today we lost a good friend of mine, an officer that I've known for 30 years.
At one point, while officers were trying to help the shot officers, investigators say the shooter shot at them.
A lot of the officers don't get the respect that they deserve. This situation's hit home.
Investigators say the shooter remained barricaded with children in what would be a standoff that lasted 2 hours. The children are okay. The shooter is in the hospital, and there's a group of men and women in blue with hearts the same color. Terrence Carraway was a great officer who loved the city of Florence. He worked for many years with the Police Athletic League. He worked with the Alliance for Youth with Florence City Councilwoman Pat Gibson Highmore. His heart was always in the right place, and he would do whatever he could to help young people. It's so unfortunate tonight that his life ended just a few blocks away from here as he was just trying to do what he's done for 30 years, and that is to protect the citizens of Florence. For now, live in Florence along Hoffmeyer Road, Tanya Brown, ABC 15 News.
Tanya, thank you. We are sorry for your loss, and we're sorry for the family out there tonight as well. And we're hearing the first calls to dispatch. That's when they knew something was wrong. And you're about to hear first responders try to make sense of what was happening.
Attention West Florence Fire Department, West Florence Fire Department, first responders respond along with DMS, Vintage Drive, Hoffmeyer Road. Vintage Drive and Hoffmeyer Road have an officer down at this time. Drive that suspect still. Fire, use precaution.
Dispatch, just let us know when you see anything. We make access to the patient.
Let us know at this time that the patient is going to be behind the residence and the suspect was still firing.
Until we get cleared one. I got law enforcement right behind me.
Units responding there, advising come to Vintage Place. Units responding, the officer is going to be in front of the resident. Units be advised, shots are still being fired at this time. Shots are still being fired in the area.
This situation is not getting any better. Please stay out of Vintage Place until we call. Sure, that's right. Just get out of Vintage Place altogether. West Florence officer, per law enforcement on the scene, we need to shut the road down. We want to shut all traffic down. If we can take engines on each end of Quill Point, is where I'm located at, and shut it down, they're good with that.
I'm going to shut down the entire neighborhood.
Affirmative at this point. They don't want anybody coming in or out.
I want you to take 241, pull in the Vintage Place and shut down the entire road.
West Florence unit, be sure to leave enough room for police department to come through and let anybody else through.
Shut it down to where you can leave law enforcement coming in. Do not let anybody else into the neighborhood.
Earlier tonight, officials from Florence Police and the Florence County Sheriff's Office held a very emotional news conference.
They were outside McLeod Regional Medical Center where several of the wounded officers were taken. Let's go to ABC 15's Devon Rhyming, who's been at McLeod Medical Center since 6 p.m. And, you know, Devon, leaders are clearly having a very tough time talking about this too.
Yeah, a tough time indeed. Family and friends of the officers involved in today's shooting have been coming and going here at McLeod Regional Medical Center all evening, and both the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department say they will get through this together, and they ask for your prayers in doing so. This is a hard and difficult day for us.
Fire was being shot all over.
And the wounded brought to McLeod Regional Medical Center.
Officers from the Florence City Police Department responded to assist, and several of their officers were shot as well.
Learning one of their own didn't survive.
Today we lost a good friend of mine, an officer that I've known for 30 years.
Leaning on the community.
The victims in this case need all the help and support we can give them.
The prayers of every human being who knows the Lord Jesus Christ to pray for these officers.
They know what they do is dangerous.
You know, officers put their life on the line every day. You never know when you leave your home if you're going to return home.
And when one of them doesn't,
We will take care of our family because this is my family. These officers are my family. We will take care of them, and we will take care of their loved ones.
Now, we do know that 3 of the City of Florence police officers are being treated here still tonight at McLeod Regional Medical Center. And we asked about the 3 sheriff's deputies who were shot today, where they were taken. We don't know if they're here or if they were taken to a different hospital. We are still waiting to hear back on their whereabouts. Reporting live in Florence, Devon Rhyming, ABC 15 News.
All right, thank you so much, Devon.
Yeah, you know, people who live along Hoffmeyer Road near where that shooting happened waited more than 3 hours for police to reopen that road for them to get back home.
And ABC 15's Tanya Brown was out there with them. Let's head back out live to her. And Tanya, a lot of people are relieved to be able to return home.
Yeah, it's right. They're relieved, but they didn't mind the wait. In fact, a lot of them told me that they were just praying for the officers who were shot, the ones who have survived, and they were praying for the family of Terrence Carraway. That's the officer who was killed and who won't go home tonight to be with his family.
Officers closed Hoffmeyer Road not long after the shooting. They wouldn't allow anyone in, even people who lived there. Many of them nervously waited at a nearby store.
It's really terrifying to just sit here and just wait. Everybody is around just waiting, trying to get home.
I talked to my wife and she heard the shots, and then next door neighbor said that that he got a call and the police told him not to leave the house.
They tell me they never thought this kind of situation would unfold in their community. 6 officers shot and 1 killed.
I can easily say I never saw that coming, so I thought it was a pretty safe neighborhood. I still think it is. I just think things got out of hand.
The American Red Cross and the Salvation Army showed up to help families who couldn't go home and gave meals to first responders.
It's just touching. It just keeps going on, and like you wonder where it's going to end.
I often talked with Officer Terrence Carraway. In fact, I have a memory of him just from about a month ago. We were downtown Florence, and he saw me shooting the railroad track, and he was like, well, what are you doing now? And I told him I was just shooting downtown Florence and some of the things there. And he said, you know what you need to do? You need to take a break and take a train ride to your favorite destination. He had told me that a lot of times he didn't take plane rides, that he would just jump on a train and go to wherever he wanted to go. Many people who live here along Hoffmeyer Road and back in Vintage Place where the shooting happened, they're all saying the same thing. Right now, this community just needs to come together and pray. Live on Hoffmeyer Road in West Florence, Tanya Brown, ABC 15 News.
Tanya, I know that community will, and we want to add that the Richland County Sheriff's Department, led by Sheriff Leon Lott, will be heading up this investigation moving forward.
Yeah, and folks, let's go to break now. We just want to take a moment. As we do go to break, let's all take a moment to remember the fallen police officer with a moment of silence and honor those who were hurt and are hurting tonight.